Good evening, my dear brothers, sisters, and friends. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you to our Friday meditation session. How are you today? I hope you enjoy the weather. And you must be very careful, very mindful when you walk in our parking lot. Very slippery. Today is the Friday, January the 17th, 2014. We have another 2 weeks to celebrate the Vietnamese and Chinese New Year. And as you can see that we are preparing for the new year. And on the 31st, we will have no session on the 31st of January. But you are invited to come on that day because that is the first day of the year of the horse. In Vietnamese, one of the way to wish someone who is successful, because the horse runs very fast. So in Vietnamese and Chinese tradition, if you wish someone who can success in anything and would be very quick, very fast, and you can say, I hope you are successful like the horse is running, the running of the horse. Every time when it's come to the any kind of special occasion, we used to prepare a gift for someone. And when we prepare the gift, because we have thought about that person, and that's why we want to prepare for that person a gift. And because we want to give that person a gift, a present, we must reflect on what kind of gift that can fit for that person, so that person can use our gift. We never want to give someone something and they don't use it. And that's why before we give, we have to think, what kind of gift? Let's say if you want to give Thầy a gift, and of course you cannot give Thầy a comb. You must know what kind of gift that you can give me a razor. But you cannot give me the comb to comb my hair. And you know Thầy have no hair. So that means when you gift, you want to present a gift to someone, you have to think, what kind of gift? And in Buddhism, we call meditation. Meditation means you stop for a minute and you reflect. What can you give? What can you do in order to make that person happy? So before we talk, we must think. Before we react, we must think. And thinking, we use the term meditation. So meditation is something very needed in our daily life. And that is one of the most important practices. Yesterday there was an old lady who came to visit me. And when I gave her a ride to visit one of the senior homes, and so I tried to hold her to walk to the vehicle because the parking lot is very slippery. And she said, "No, Thầy, I have to walk by myself." I said, "How can? You will fall." And her answer made me surprised and awake right in a minute. "That's why I have to walk mindfully. Rely on anyone is not, I rather than rely on my mindfulness." And that is a really strong and enlightenment message. Let's say, suppose if someday she have to walk by herself and no one help her to walk to the car, to somewhere, and how can she walk? So she cannot expect anyone to walk with her all the time. And she have to walk with her mindfulness. And I said, "How?" I want to try to see how she practiced walking meditation. And she said, "When I walk, I say, left, right, left, right." And that is one of the most important when you practice walking meditation. When I share with you about walking meditation, sometimes you walk along with your breath. And sometimes you walk with your counting. You name your step. This is left. This is right. That's one of the way for you to practice when you do walking. And you know the Buddha have practiced that also. In the Amrita Sutra, they describe how the life in Amitabha's paradise. And one of the way they live there, they practice walking meditation after their meal. But usually we run after we ate. We are very rushing. But in the paradise of Buddha, we're able to walk slowly. Yesterday I shared with the young monks about how you practice walking upstairs and downstairs. When you walk upstairs and downstairs, you must walk mindfully. Walk gently and mindfully. If you still can hear your noise by the way you walk, and that means you are not at peace yet. You are not at ease yet. Because if you're at ease, you're able to walk mindfully and gently. So when you, every day when we live, and we can see that the day we have is the gift for all of us. So every morning when we wake up, and we have to name, this is the new day. This is the day to enjoy my gift, my present. So when we prepare the gift to someone, you must know what kind of gift that person can be used. Even you buy a toys for the baby, you still have to buy the right toy for the age. I never been in the shop called Toys R Us. Even I passed by the store many times, but I haven't had a chance to come in. But I think in that store, they have divided the age for the toys. Is that correct? Devin, yes, very strong. That means he has been there a long time. So when we have the monk's robe, and when I want to give the young monks some clothes, and I have to see what kind of clothes that they can wear, fit for their age, their tall, their size. So you cannot just go to the store and that is cheap and you buy, or that is nice and you buy, but we never know how can they use it. And why we need to think like that? That show our attention. That show our understanding. So one of the gifts that we can give to someone we love, to our loved one, that is attention and understanding. We all want attention. We need someone to pay attention to us. We need someone to understand us. But sometimes we don't know how to pay attention to someone and how to understand someone. And sometimes we understand, but we just ignore. We don't care. There was a young girl who was banned out of the choir, music group. And she very sad. She went to the park and she just sat there and cried. And she said, she thought he sing good, but how come she cannot join her choir? So she sit there and cry for a while, and then she start to sing for her to listen. She sing so she can listen to her own voice. And she forgot anything around her. And suddenly there was an old man who sat beside her. But she didn't see. And he applauds and praising her. Wow, you sing so well. Your voice is so good. So every day she come to the park and she sing to that old man, and they become friends. Later on, that young girl become a famous singer. And when she became the famous singer, she had to sing a lot. She had to have a lot of performing. So she didn't have a chance to see that old man quite often like before. So one day she went back to the park and looking for that old man. And she realized that old man had passed away. And she has told by the people who used to go to that park. And now she will prose, because now she realized another thing that she never realized before. And that man is he is inability to listen, to hear. He is deaf. And you know why? And now she has understand. That old man unable to hear her but he can feel. He can feel. So in our life, if we have a friend, or if we have someone who have understand us, pay attention to us, and support us like that, and that is a gift. So one of the gifts that we can give, and that is our attention and understanding. And you know, sometimes your very tiny attention to someone that make that person so happy. And sometimes you remember their names. You also make them happy because they know that you have think about them. I used to have a good memory about the names of the members and even their family members who have passed away. And many times I walk by the back hall and I saw someone standing there and tried to find their mother's picture or their father's picture, and sometimes they're a little bit upset because they thought we have removed the pictures. And I walk by and I recognize them. I say, "Hey, you looking for your mom?" I point right at the picture, and they're so surprised. And some of the lady I attend the funeral for more than 20 years. When I was only about 14, I still remember the name. So that show. So every day we can do that. Sometimes you remember someone who like to eat some kind of fruit. You buy that person small, but you make them so happy because they're very happy. You still remember what I like. And I believe you have this kind of experience. Sometimes you make people so surprised and happy because some little thing you do for them. And that make them realize that you have pay attention to them. You have understand them. And that is the first gift. We try to prepare the gift. And one of the gifts we can prepare, our attention, understanding. The second gift that we can give is our forgiveness, courage, and tolerance. Many people, I remember in this retreat, in this winter retreat for the teenager, and one of the questions they asked Thầy, if we realize we are impure, do we still can go to practice Buddhism? And last Wednesday there was a lady who came to the temple, and we asked her to come to join the chanting and wearing the gray robe. And she said, "Oh, I feel that I still have a lot of greedy, lot of anxiety, a lot of hate in me. Then I do not dare to wear this kind of robe." And you say, "Oh, because you have a lot of this, that's why you must wear this." Do not wait until we pure in order to practice. And because we are not yet, that's why we need to practice. If we completely, then we don't have to come. So if we realize that we are not good, that's why we need to practice in order to be good. And we wait until, what is the purpose of the practice? Is to help us to transform our negatives. And we realize that we have a lot of negatives. That's why we need the practice. If we completely successed, then we do not need the guidance. We do not need the method anymore. Let's say if you are practicing meditation and you realize that you have a lot of things that jump in your mind when you are practicing sitting meditation. Do not upset. Do not give up. And because we have that kind of problems, that's why we need to sit. Every time when it comes in, recognize it, let it go, and go back to our breathing. Just go ahead and do that. And our jumping mind is like a buffalo, up and down and moving all the time. And the Buddha said that our mind is like a buffalo, is like a monkey, is like a horse. The horse never lie down. If you see the horse lie down, that means that horse almost died. The horse only stand, even they sleep. So if one day the horse lie down, that means that horse almost died, very old, very sick. And the Buddha said our mind is like that, moving all the time. Oh, I'm looking for Friday meditation, but when you come to Friday meditation, you sit down and I'm thinking what to do next. And if we arrive to someone we want, we continue to think in other places. We never stay. And because we are like that, that's why we need to practice. A student asked the teacher, "Master, what are you doing when you meditate?" "I'm looking after my buffalo." That's the answer from the master. What is your buffalo? The mind. Our unstable mind, moving all the time. So we meditate when we walk, when we stand, when we sit, when we lie down, when we eat, when we drink. But what is the most helpful way in these many forms? Sitting meditation. Even though we know that we can apply meditation when we walk, when we stand, when we eat, we drink, but sitting is the most important, because when you sit down, it's more helpful for us to maintain our mindfulness. And the way the Buddha sits, the two hands put together and put on the right lap in the front, symbolize for the seal of attention, the seal of stable, the seal of taming the mind, solidity. So as the monk, we learn. When you walk, when we sit like the bell. Sit like the bell, very stable and solid. And one of the ways to help us to wake up, not to fall asleep, is to keep our back straight. And to make your breath in and out easily. If you curve your back like this, and you block your breath right at just your belly, you're unable to, your breath is not smooth and easy. So that's why we have a cushion. The cushion to push our spine straight. And we can sit straight. And if the two knees touch the floor, we can sit longer. again. And because we are not stable yet, that's why we need the practice. And because we are not, we learn to look at everyone surround us, like family, like brothers, like sisters. So it's easy for us to forgive, to accept. And one of the way to help us to forgive that person is to accept that person. I remember when I taught Vietnamese class for a lot of Vietnamese kids in Edmonton, and now they grow up, some of them successful, and a lot of them now sometimes they come back and visit me. And some of them are very spoiled when they in my class. And a lot of people try, Thầy, why don't you kick him out of your class? And I said, if every single kid, they did some mistake and we kick them out of the class and we have no friend, we have no one to teach. And because they are like that, that's why they come here. And I said, I do not dare to do that. If one day I learn that kid join the gangster and something bad, and I will blame myself. I do not have enough patience for that person. I do not have enough loving kindness for that person. And I have told them many times, parents always look down to the children, to the kids. The teachers also always look down to their students. You will walk away from us, but we will never walk away from you. And you can also reflect that if you are the parents. We never do something like that to our children, our kids. So to encourage someone to stand up is very needed. And if we are able to do that, that's a gift. And if we're able to forgive someone, we also have a chance to forgive us. We release the suffer that we have stuck. We attach for a long time. The third gift that we can give, yes, that is the gift of the help. Helping someone is a joyful way to do things. Are you happy when you're able to help someone? We're always happy because we see that person happy. And how can we help? Any way we can. As a nephew, as a niece, as a son, a daughter, a sister, a brother, you can help each other. Like we have young monks in our temple, I always encourage them. Older brother, look after the homework for the younger brother. Try to help them to do their homework. So helping people is one of our happiness. Never refuse to help if you're able to. Sometimes we don't have to wait until that person requests. But we look at that thing, we have the eyes to look and the heart to feel. Automatically, we put our hands to help right away. You see someone carry something very heavy. You cannot just you just stand on the side and say, what are you carrying? Instead of that, we try to help. And sometimes they request our help in a very gentle way. Can you give me a hand? I only need one of your hands. And you can imagine, if everyone put their hands in, just one hand, but many hands can make things successful. And that is something very miracle. Like we have this facility 17 years ago. This is just 5 old houses. And the master and myself, we call for the help from the members to buy these 5 houses. And I remember each lot cost 35,000. So 175,000 for 5 lots. And after we bought the land, we have no more money to build. So the master and me went to the bank and we asked for the loan. And I remember only 2 of us went to the bank and talked. And the account manager came and see us and say, what you have? I said, this is only we have. I give them the 5 lots. Anyone to co-sign? No one to co-sign. Any basic income? No basic income. And how much you want to build your temple? 1 million. Very show off. And how much do you think you want to loan from us? Maybe around 500,000. He signed the paper right away. No one co-signs. No basic income. And who helped me? His hand. He signed. When we do some project, to tell you the truth, we never have any income. But I have a strong belief. If you do something with your heart, you will have a lot of people surround you to feel the same, and they will help you. I have a strong belief. And you can see, we build Trúc Lâm, we build senior home, we build Westlock. You see that Thầy travel around to give Dhamma talks, but I never raise any voice to ask for any donation for our own temple here, never. And when they invite me, they said, Thầy, after your talk, you can talk about your project so we can ask for donation. I said, no. You invite me to come to give Dhamma talk, and I only do my job, and that is give my Dhamma talk. I don't use this to call for my own thing. If some temple I attend to lead the retreat, and sometimes they give donation, I give back to the temple. And I believe that we all have our hearts, and the heart still beating. And we will in touch, we will realize something. So when you do something for someone, do your best and never request any return. And that is one of the practice of a monastic. As a monastic, we have 10 things that we say no to it. And one of the things that we say no to, no expect anything to be returned. Anything we see, we feel, we help. That's it. And never expect, hey, I help you, so next time you help me back. And that's mean I have something, you come and buy, and that's it. No relationship. No connection. So if we are brothers, and we help each other, and we always have a purpose. I help you this time, next time you help me back. It's like the mother's love, countless. Nothing can describe the mother's love. Nothing can describe the father's love. The water in the ocean, can you imagine how much? But the water in the ocean still cannot measure, cannot compare to the love of the mother. You can see the sky, how vast, how wide, still cannot compare to the Father's love. That's the Vietnamese poem. They use the sky, they use the ocean to compare to the love of the parents. Like even now, Thầy is 40, 41 years old. My mother sometimes still treat me like a 15 years old boy. She call me regularly, hey, did you drink milk? Did you drink water? I said, Mom, I'm 40. But I can recognize that because how I love my students. How much I love my students, I understand how much my mothers love me. So no matter how old Thầy Tạng Peter, no matter how old Tịnh Tạng Lawrence, even nowadays more than 20, but I still like to hug them. And sometimes I play with the head. Tịnh Tạng. Sometimes they do their homework and I come and try to play with them. But that's come from my heart. I'm very happy if I can see brothers helping each other. So if you see someone's jacket fell down, as a brother, you still can pick that up and hang it up. Do not say, that's his. That's not nice. One day I asked one student come and wash the dishes, and he said, I didn't eat, that's why I don't have to wash. I didn't say anything. I wait until he done his homework. And I asked him, can you please tell Thầy who come and clean the men's washroom every week? And he said, oh, that's lady who mopped the dining hall for us. Oh, that's men. I said, are they using it? That lady, she never stepped in and used the men's toilet. but how come she clean for us every week? That man, he never come in and use the dining hall, but how come he come here and help us every week to clean the dining hall? So do not wait until you using it and you will clean it. If you use it, you wash it, you clean it, that is nothing to say. But the beautiful is you didn't use it, you didn't do it, you didn't use it, but you still helping, you still washing it, you still helping. That is something very beautiful. The relationship start from there. The connection start from there. And I said, you are my student. And if you did something wrong, I can forgive you easily. But remember, you are not only dealing with Thầy for all your life. You still have to socialize with people and do not learn this way to live. You will have no friends. So you never stay with Thầy for all your life. As parents, as students and teachers, we can do anything for you. We can forgive you anything, even you did something wrong. But remember, the people from outside who is not your relative, maybe if you, the way you live like this, you have no friend. And no one will like to socialize with you. And this is something I always share with my young students, not only a monastic students, but with all the young kids who come here and study with me. Helping people is one of the joyful ways. There was a man who called me from California yesterday, and to express how deeply he appreciates one of my talk, because in the past, he never know how to look back to his family. He just know himself. He just know himself. He never care for his wife, his children, and anything around. He ignore everyone in his family members. He just protect his life and he just enjoy himself. And one of the talk I have shared, and he awake from that talk. Now he changed the way he live, and he feel so happy because he can see the smiling from people around him. In the past, he doesn't care. He never know, and he never care that someone, the family around him, never happy with him. But now he have realized people can smile to him, say hello to him. But this is something never happened in the past. And now he understands what is called joyful. He told me that, Thầy, one of my wish now is if I have a chance to meet you once in my life, to show my appreciation, because you have wake me up from a long time. And I said, this is a great gift for me for the day, because when I hear someone share with me that I have been helped them in any way. And you will see that. And I believe you have also experienced about how happy when you're able to help someone. And I remember one of the nuns, she said, to become Buddha and Bodhisattva, when you practice to become the Buddha and Bodhisattva, not to become the statue, but you become the very active Buddha, very active Bodhisattva. If the Buddha like a statue and sit there, without any moving, and that's very sad. But the Buddha and the Bodhisattva for this life is the one who able to feel and to help. And we are able to create many ways to help. Today we went to one of the house to do a blessing for a very sick man. And we came back to the temple late to cook for the young monks. So when I step in the kitchen and some of the food and some of the dish are not ready, and I saw the lady who is chopping the tomato. So quickly, in 7 minutes, I make tomato soup for them with seaweed, and they asked, why don't you eat? And they asked me. I said, no, I have to do this first, and before I come up and do some rest and come out for the Friday class. But I am able to help the lady who take care for the dinner today. The pot of soup, I'm so happy. And I have offered my cooking to the monks. I never complain, why don't you do it? Why you have to let me do it? I like to help. And that's one of my way. So when you live together in the family, you have to see someone's job is your job, not their job only. If you're able to replace that person in a certain time, you'll be very happy. And when you help someone like that, and that is one of the role model to teach someone around you, especially your kids. They can learn how you help the others. So when you help someone, you help that person, you teach yourself, but you also teach people around you, especially your children, your kids. You also learn one of the gifts you're able to give. That is your joyful, your joy, the gift of joy. Sometimes I sit with someone and I heard their conversation. And sometimes I feel the conversation start to have some problems. I try to step in very gently to say some joke. Or I move them to another story to make the situation more relaxed. I always do that. Because sometimes they during the conversation, they disagree with each other and they try to show their best. And sometimes we have to realize the situation. So learn some jokes so you can help the situation better. You know, in our temple we have a joke about chocolate. In the Vietnamese way, how to pronounce the word chocolate means sư cô la, but sư cô means the nun. La means yelling. The nun is yelling. Sư cô la. And sometimes I say, hey, you want sư cô la or you want thầy la? Sư cô la. Vietnamese pronunciation for the word chocolate. Vietnamese say sư cô la, but sư cô means the nun. La means yelling. If the nun is yelling and we say, hey, you like to eat sư cô la? Sometimes some of your minor joke, you make the situation of someone release. And the sense of humor in you also a very beautiful way to make you fresh and you can help the others. So instead of buy the gifts, and these are the gifts that we can prepare for ourselves. Pay attention, understanding, forgive, tolerance, help others, creative, and be happy. You're smiling, always a beautiful way to greeting people. You're smiling, always make people feel relaxed when they meet you. Your sense of humor also can help the situation. But of course, we have the light of mindfulness. We will know where to joke and where not to joke. Of course, we went to funeral. We cannot have joke. We cannot joke. I have helped a lot of family when they need to sit down and discuss their family situation. And when brothers and sisters, the whole family try to raise the degree of disagreement, I always involve. Usually I sit there and I listen. But if I see the situation is a little bit tough, and I will say something to make them calm down. And sometimes I bring them out of the story right away. They can start to say something else for a while before they come back. And some of this kind of gift, we never need any money to buy anything. But this expect us to practice and cultivating the more mindfulness within us. So we're still in the new year, and we almost come to the end of the lunar year. It's very fit to share with you this topic. What gifts that we can prepare for our loved one? We all need attention. And we need to, if we know something we want, then understand the person wants the same. And instead of expecting people to treat us the way, let's treat them first. That give them the gift we're able to give first. Something you don't like, never do to others. And that's very true. We want love, try to love people. We want help, help others. The Master always taught me this. We receive a lot of letters from back in Vietnam every month from all the temple and ask for help. The Master said, even here we still have a lot of very huge mortgage. But with a tiny donation from us, make them happy. Because when they send a letter to us, they are waiting for our reply. So do not make them disappointed. Whatever you can, within your capacity, send them your care, your love. We eat, it will be done. But others people eat, stay there forever. When you do something for someone, look like that has been gone. but the merit stay there forever. You know the Buddha statue here? This is the fourth one we have. In the last 3 locations, this is our fourth location. Before we move to this location, we have the other 3. And each of the locations, we have different Buddha statue. Depends on the size of the building. And at the time we have the statues there, it's very complicated to ship the Buddha statue all the way from Vietnam to Canada. And there was a lady who helped us to ship the statue to Edmonton. She just passed away last week. But during her funeral, we have reminded everybody how she helped the temple more than 20 years ago. Very hard to ship the temple, the statue of the Buddha to Canada at that time. But she able to make it. So after we moved to this location, every time when we moved to a new location, the Buddha statue cannot use anymore because it's not fit for the temple. But never waste. We send to another temple. Now, one of our statue, the very first one in California. The second statue we have now in Edmonton, Ontario. The third statue we have now in Victoria. And at that time, the statue is not expensive, it's cheap. But the shipment is very high. And I told the family, you see, let's say the statue at that time cost $500 or $1,000. For $1,000, you spend, it's gone. But the $1,000 you bought the statue at that time, it stay now not in Edmonton but forever at any other locations. You see what I mean? So a penny or a dollar we donate to any charity is not gone. Stay there. So we make statue of the Buddha. We will live. None of us will stay here forever. But the statue we made will stay here longer than us. So we come from nothing. We will go back to nothing. Before we become nothing, let's do something. May the Buddha bless us all with peace and joy. May the mindfulness shine to us each day brightly so we can prepare the gift from our heart to our loved one. Thank you for your listening. Enjoy your weekend.